Do you have a moment, Sam?
What's up, nerds? Pints and Pixels here with a media deconstruction on Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Not a typical gameplay, combat features type of review. My god, this game has been out for almost 8 months and there are a multitude of videos that have already captured all this. This video, on the other hand, is more on the reflections of the meaning of Death Stranding and what the story is actually trying to say and accomplish. So, for context, Death Stranding is a post-apocalyptic game about Sam Porter, an average man overcoming nature, the elements, dangerous bandits and raiders with a supernatural twist. And if that seems like a lot right out of the gates, hold on to something that's bolted down because this game gets weird fast. Hideo Kojima grew up watching movies with his parents and has an affinity for the media and has built a career around placing story elements into video games. It's worth mentioning that a lot of criticism that Kojima-san receives is based on a misunderstanding of what Hideo Kojima's games actually are about. There will always be a story element in his games, and if you don't like that sort of thing, I completely understand. But it's unfair to play a game about connections and then cry foul when there is no basketball gameplay elements. It's truly comparing apples to oranges. Now, all that greatness aside, I do have to remind you that this is a Hideo Kojima game, and shit does get weird. We're talking pump it dance videos, anime girls, guitar battles, and this scene. I mean, we're in the middle of a very serious and critical plot point in the game, and then suddenly we're interrupted by this. I mean, what is this? But honestly, why? Well, Kojima can never really get away from the Metal Gear franchise, nor do I believe that he really wants to. I mean, it has been the majority of his work all its life. This scene with Hardman interrupting Sam and the President is very reminiscent of the final scene in Metal Gear Solid 2. I think that Kojima knew that, and before it got too in the weeds about it, Hardman shows up to say, just joking, and destroys the tension with a one-man show. This is something that would be completely missed by newcomers to the franchise, but a nod to veterans of Kojima games. He does this multiple times as well throughout the game. Neo puts on a headband that resembles Snake from Metal Gear Solid 5, and Higgs spouts the famous line, "Kept you waiting, huh?"
Kept you waiting, huh?
These are all Easter eggs that send the internet spiraling, and something I think Kojima does just for kicks. There's also this really cool scene with the pizza chef that is super Japanese, followed by probably the most Japanese thing that I have ever seen in a video game that has nothing to do with Japan. Watch this.
DHB Magellan. Integrate.
So, what do I actually think about Death Stranding 2? Honestly, I have mixed feelings. When I first heard that Kojima was making a sequel to Death Stranding 1, I was disappointed. He had always spoken about how he couldn't get away from the Metal Gear franchise and how he wanted to move on to other projects. But here we are extending the life of a new IP that I truly think had said all it needed to say in the first game. More so, I'm just not a big Norman Reedus fan. He's just not my style. Regardless, it's a Hideo Kojima game, and he could make a game about a turd rolling down a hill, and I would play it. If for no other reason than I trust him to make an engaging and memorable game. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now, isn't it? Spending hours writing and editing just to share it with other people. And isn't that what the game is about too? Sharing and connecting with people I'll never meet? I can't tell you how many hours I spent scouring resources to build the highway that goes around the map to make travel easier for myself and others. It was fun to connect the world. The world itself and its environments, there are characters in all of them themselves. I spent a significant amount of time climbing to the highest peaks I could find for no other reason than to drink in the scenery and take a photo. It's a beautiful game with core mechanics that are fun to play, acting that is enjoyable to watch, although through long cutscenes, another staple of Kojima-san, and a story that is comparable to a fever dream. but compelling enough to want to see its conclusion. Now, I give Norman Reedus a hard time for this video, but honestly, this is more on Kojima than it is on Reedus. Hideo Kojima gave the same treatment to Kiefer Sutherland in Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, deliberately limiting the actors' lines to make the player feel more like the character they are playing. And you know, it actually works. I truly felt connected to the world, and the music triggers the feels in all the right ways. Full disclosure, Death Stranding 1 is how I found the band Low Roar and Silent Poets. In the same way, I was introduced to Woodkid, again furthering those connections to the rest of the world. The advent of the internet has created small esoteric pockets that rob the world of shared experiences. Listen, I know I sound like a boomer right now, but shows like Friends, Seinfeld, Lost 24, The Power Rangers, music by The Offspring, Smashing Pumpkins, Britney Spears, NSYNC, LL Cool J, Biggie Smalls. Today, there are so many YouTube channels, so many social media influencers, endless libraries of shows across multiple streaming platforms. How could any of us have anything in common anymore? We all have a personal little world which has only isolated us from physical communities further, not brought us together. This game is attempting to make those same connections through its own world and in real life. Death Stranding 2, despite its flaws, in my opinion on whether or not this game even needed to be made, it's a masterclass in video games, and I highly recommend you take the time to experience it for yourself. Don't forget about those buttons down below that help grow this channel and provide feedback. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Think I have a stupid face and you want to punch it? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching, nerds.